Hi everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Amanda. I'm a teacher-turned-homeschool mom, and this is Raising AZ, a place where we talk about all things homeschooling. And today we are going to deceive my children for good, I promise. So, backstory. We are in the process of deceiving our children. It is hilarious, and I think you can join in with the fun. I always kind of joke around and say that our kids are down for anything. That's kind of like, they're both just down to learn and explore anything. Kind of one of those core things that we wanted to teach our kids was that, like, to try things, to explore, to be adventurous. And so I think we've done that fairly well so far because our kids are literally down for anything. Almost to the point where it's kind of comical, if I'm being really honest. I was telling this plot to a friend of mine, and she was like, it's almost, I feel like bad calling them naive. And she's like, you're not naive, Amanda. They're not naive. They just really trust you to make sure that whatever you guys are doing, it's going to be fun and engaging, and they're going to just learn so much. So here's the backstory. A couple years ago, we were going to take a trip somewhere, and our kids were like kind of hounding us, like, where are we going? Where are we going? And so my husband jokingly told them we were going to the Thumb Twiddlers Museum, where we were going to learn about the history and methodology and all of that of thumb twiddling, like twiddling your thumbs. Like, that was what we were going to do. And so while we expected our kids to both look at us and go like, guys, that's weird, they both were like, that sounds awesome. When do we leave? And so we kind of just rolled with it and just kept telling them, yeah, we're almost at the Thumb Twiddling Museum. Like, we went on our road trip, and about 10 minutes before we got to our destination, they saw a poster board or like a billboard that had like, you are 10 minutes away from the amusement park that we are going to, which is one of their favorite amusement parks. And so they were like, oh, that's where we're going instead. And so it was funny. We had a good laugh. We're like, can you imagine? Don't you remember when we were going to take you to the Thumb Twiddlers Museum? Fast forward like 9 or 10 months. And like the kids, like Alexi was like 7 at the time. We fast forward a couple months, and we're sitting here going on another road trip. Like, we're heading down to Toronto. We told the kids we're going to Toronto. And when they start asking, so what are we going to do? And again, like, we thought, like, we'll tell them something boring, and they'll be like, that's really boring. So my husband and I told them that we were going to take them down to Toronto to see a performance art piece where we were going to stand in the middle of the room. An artist was going to come in. They were going to paint the room around us, one wall white, black, gray, and beige. And then we were going to stand there and watch the paint dry. So again, we expected our kids to be super bored about it. And they weren't. They were like, that sounds awesome. When are we leaving? And so Zoe did put up a little bit of a fuss. She did say, like, maybe if there's time, could we go to the aquarium or like do something where I could see an animal? Again, so we got all the way to Toronto, and then we told them that, like, there's no watch paint dry. Like, that's ridiculous, guys. So we did end up going to like a reptile zoo. We did the aquarium. We did some shopping. Did some things. So we're like, there's no way we can do this for a third time. There's no way, like, the kids must have caught on by now that when mom and dad say things that sound a little bit weird and like outlandish and like could possibly be boring, they're probably joking. So a few weeks ago, things came up that my husband ended up getting kind of 3 bonus days that he has to take by a certain date, by the end of January. 3 bonus days of time off, PTO. And so because of the rules of his PTO and stuff, there was only a few weekends that we could like use it on. And so we lobbed it onto a weekend, and we were just going to do something. We're like, oh, if we have a long weekend, we'll do something fun. And then it turned into, well, 3 days plus a weekend is 5 days. We could do something really fun. And so we decided to make a little trip. That was the plan. And so when we told the kids about this, We came up with our plan, we put it into motion, and we decided to tell the kids that we were doing something, again, on the boring side. And so currently our kids think that we are going to Toronto, because we have to drive to Toronto. And they think that we're going there to go to the ROM, which they've been to before. We have a whole video of a trip that we took to Toronto. They remember it. We did a ROM trip. So they think that we're going to the ROM to go see a new exhibit. And that what we've told them is that the ROM has cleared out all the exhibits, including the dinosaurs, and that they replaced every exhibit with the Greystone exhibit, which is a fake exhibit we've created that is basically 1,000 slabs of gray rock. And they are both so excited to go see these gray rocks. Again, like thrilled. Like Zoe told her gymnastics coach that we wouldn't be there next week. And she was almost shaking because she's now built up in her head that like these rocks might have like a vein of nickel or gold. There might be a fossil in one of these rocks. The truth is actually way more fun than that. We are taking the kids on a surprise trip to Mexico. So you're going to come along with us for a surprise trip, and we're going to go to Mexico. And we're going to go stay at an eco resort and learn about environmentalism and ecotourism and Mexico and rainforests and have so much fun. So that's what we're doing. And how is this related to homeschooling, you might ask? Well, that's a great question. So it relates to homeschooling in a couple different ways. One, it does highlight, like us going on a trip in the middle of January. Well, it's unusual for us in the sense that like my husband is a teacher and normally he wouldn't have this time off. It was a weird situation that came up that he had 3 days. We recognize that homeschooling does this incredible thing where you don't have to follow the school schedule necessarily. Oh, my hair is like really wild here. Again, just packing. But you don't have to follow the school system. You can do things at times when it's more convenient for you, when it's better for you, when it's cheaper. Let me tell you, going to Mexico in the middle of January, way cheaper than March break. Like, it is what it is. So that's the nice thing about homeschooling is you can take your vacations when they suit you. So there's that sense, and that's a great thing when it comes to homeschooling, is realizing you can do educational things, or you can do trips or take time, family time, whenever you want. Like, you get to build your family schedule the way that it works for your family. The other cool thing about homeschooling kind of goes back to like, I believe, and my husband believes, we believe that the best way to learn is to experience and to do. And I think we can all agree that like hands-on learning is the greatest. And what better way to learn about the world than to explore the world? Like, that's fundamentally a huge part of like our learning philosophies. And how do you understand people and learn about cultures other than going and exploring them, right? So we do, while this is going to be like very much just like a fun go to the beach in the middle of January vacation, we are going to try to like do some learning around it. There's this funny meme that you'll see sometimes pop up on like homeschool groups where it's like the kids will be like, hey mom, I want to learn about Egypt, ancient Egypt. And the parents are like, awesome, let's book a trip to the pyramids. And while that is kind of like ridiculous, and I guess if you have money, like go for it. But I don't see that happening very often in the homeschooling community. Like, it's not a normal thing. What I actually see happening quite often is like the reverse that happens. So we'll see homeschoolers who are going somewhere. They've already planned a trip, whether it is to go visit family, whether it's for a vacation, whether like they've already got a trip planned. And in the weeks and months leading up to that trip, they find ways to make it an educational experience for their kids. So often that means front loading them. For example, say like we're going to Mexico. We would do things like maybe read books about Mexican culture. We might watch movies like Coco about life and like cultural experiences in Mexico. We might listen to some like Mexican music. We might eat some Mexican food. We might do some Mexican history. We might get partner with somebody like our sponsors for this video, World in a Box, and get a box that is like a subscription box or like a country of the week or like a country package, and learn all about the politics and the history and the geography of the country that you're visiting. Are you looking for an easy and fun way to add some geography to your homeschooling? Then you've got to try World in a Box. This geography subscription box has everything you need to learn about a new country. Whether you choose a one-off box to front-load a trip, sign up for a few months as part of your homeschool curriculum, or go for the monthly option as a great addition to your morning basket, World in a Box is a great choice. Each high-quality box comes beautifully packaged with games, trivia, recipes, crafts, and a booklet that teaches you about the history and culture of that country. This is a great hands-on way to travel the world from the comfort of your home, or do like we did and prep your kids for a big trip. Thank you to World in a Box for sponsoring this week's video. Use the link below and the coupon code RAISINGA2Z for a 25% discount off of your first subscription, gift, or one-time kit. Just know it can't be used with any other coupon. Thank you, World in a Box. Traveling can be educational, even when you're going on holidays. So I'm gonna pack, because the kids will be home soon, and I don't want them to know. So if you're wondering how I'm getting away with them not knowing, the plan is, so I don't know if you can see. Oops, there you go. We have all the suitcases. The kids, I have the suitcases. The kids also have smaller suitcases that came with their carry-ons. So it's kind of like I had this one, like it's a smaller bag, like an overnight bag kind of thing. So they're packing in their overnight bag what they need, because we're driving to Toronto on a Tuesday. As soon as my husband gets off work, we're gonna get in the car and drive to Toronto and sleep in Toronto Tuesday night at a hotel that's like right across the street from the airport. They're packing in their bag what they need for 2 nights, essentially. 2 Canadian nights, to be clear. So they're packing like 2 pairs of pants, a pair of pajamas, and 2 t-shirts, and they're bringing a hoodie. That's all they're packing in their bags, because that's all they're gonna need in their mind, because we also told them we're only staying for 2 nights. That's what they've got, and they're gonna pack their own toiletries. What we're packing is I'm packing a carry-on there's 1 carry-on for the girls, 2 carry-ons, 1 for me and my husband, and then these are like loaded with all of their things. So, got my list, I'm checking it twice. I think I have everything that I need. There's a few things my kids are gonna get because they're in charge of getting themselves. I just need to get their passports, but then we're good to go. So we've traveled with our kids quite a few times. We've traveled internationally with our kids quite a few times. We've done Dominican, we've done Orlando, we've gone to New York, and now we're going to Mexico. And my husband and I have both traveled internationally before. I've been to Italy, I've been to Greece, we've been to like the other side of Canada. Last year he did 13 days in Europe as a school trip with students. So like we travel a lot. So we're gonna give you some tips on things that I always bring when I'm traveling with kids. First thing, when I pack their suitcases, everything is rolled in bundles. A, it takes up way less space, and B, it's a full outfit. So this is like dress and underwear, or if it's like pants, underwear, socks, t-shirt, it's all rolled up. Pants are on the outside, then t-shirt, then underwear, then socks. Roll it all up. So it makes it really easy when we wake up in the morning, they just grab a bundle. That is super helpful. It cuts down on your like space in your suitcases. So that's how we're traveling to Mexico for 5 days with 3 carry-ons between the 4 of us. It also makes it really easy to organize. Like they're not looking for underwear or socks, like they just grab a bundle and go. That's super, super helpful. The other thing that I always bring when we're traveling is lots of snacks. And because I don't want to be stuck somewhere without snacks. So I do a lot more snacks than we probably need. But like, you never know what's gonna happen. Like last year we went to Orlando. We ended up being, on our way down, we got stuck at the airport for 8 hours because our flight got canceled and we rebooked. It was 8 hours at the airport. Snacks helped. Snacks definitely made it easier because I didn't have to worry about looking for food. Airport food's like notoriously overpriced. And then whatever we didn't eat on the way down, we had while we were there. It was very, very helpful. I do break up my snacks into two. So I have a section of snacks in my personal little bag here. I have like snacks in the front. That is my snacks for the way down. And then I have snacks for the way back. Yes, it's more than we need. But like I said, if we like run out of snacks, like I'd rather have more food than not have food and be stranded with no food. So, and have stuff that my kids will eat. Like that's the important thing. So I typically travel, let's see what I packed real quick. Trail mix. I got some granola bars, got some goldfish, like fruit. Like I just have like little like snacky snack things. Like I have some hot rods, just a little bit of food. I have basically one for everybody on the way there, one for everybody on the way back. So it's just enough to like have a snack, right? Other things I always carry when we're traveling, when we're on a flight, I always carry suckers and gum. I have gum somewhere. I think it's in that bag. But suckers are great and gum because kids don't always remember to swallow when they're going up or down. And if they're having pressure in their ears, you can give them like a sucker. These are great. The Sweet Smarts or Smart Sweets, because they're like very, very low sugar. Their taste actually really good. Like I can highly recommend these ones. I only have the watermelon left in here because my kids ate all the blue ones, which is the blue raspberry. That's their favorite, but the watermelons are just as good. They're actually really, really good. And so that is like when if they have their ears popping or whatever, this is great. Especially if you have little ones who forget, like who don't understand, they get one for takeoff and it just helps. Usually on the way down, they have water or something, so it's a little bit easier, but that's really helpful. Okay, I always bring a book. Number one, my kids are used to being read to all the time. So I just bring a book with me every time we travel with them. They will probably both bring a book of their own, but I always bring a book. This is the one we're currently reading, which is fantastic. It was recommended by Brave Learner, and Brave Writer, but fantastic book, by the way, about a boy who's looking for a piano and a bird, and it's amazing. Very historically accurate too. So I bring a book to read to them. When we got stuck in the airport for 8 hours, we read, I think, 2 books because we also got stuck on the way home, which is fine. So yeah, I bring a book, some kind of card game. I'm bringing Skippo. We've brought Uno. We've brought regular cards. Something that I can like sit on the floor and play with them. They are bringing their iPads too. Like they do have stuff. But the other thing I'm bringing, where is it? Found them. So when I was at the dollar store, we saw these like really cute little, these are coloring books. Should probably open them. But I brought like a coloring book before. These ones are just cute. For $1, whatever. I always bring coloring books. These ones are 32 pages, like I said, for $1. It's got like little, this one's animals. It's got like little animal prints and like whatever, like perfect. They fit in my bag really well. But this is my secret weapon when it comes to traveling with kids and like crayons and stuff. You need to go get the Crayola Twistables. Maybe you can see that. Crayola Twistables. These are the best because crayons break when you put them in bags because they're not very strong. So you end up with like broken crayons and the kids get mad about them. Pencil crayons break and then you need a sharpener and then you have like all the shavings. Like what do you do with that when you're on a plane? And markers lose their caps. So they're a pain in the butt. These are all in one. So I don't need, these ones are pencil crayons. You can get crayon ones, but these are the pencil crayons. If they break it, you just twist it up. It's like fantastic. You just like twist them up. These ones are even erasable, which is awesome. But we have 2 sets of these, so I'm putting 1 set in my bag. But yeah, they don't break because they're the plastic case. You don't have to worry about losing a lid, and you don't have to worry about sharpener because they just twist to get more lead out. So these are like my secret weapon when it comes to traveling with kids, because then you have, whether you want to play tic-tac-toe, play a game, color a picture, we have options. What else do we have? We have books, we have things, we have floaties. These are great floaties for kids. They're called roll-ups. You can find them on Amazon. I think like a 3-pack of floaties, which is 3 pairs, was like $20 something. And these are fantastic because they fold up super small, which is great. But when you put them on, like, you know, when you're like shoving your kid's arms into a floaty, these ones, they just put their fist and it like rolls onto their arm. So it's actually super easy to put it on them. So that's fantastic. We've got cups for water. We've got hats. And what else we've got that's like cool? Flip-flops, water shoes. Oh, I'm bringing electrolytes. These ones are really good just in case, because you never know. One gets a little dehydrated or whatever. These one, you just want to have an electrolyte on you, especially like in a place when you're traveling where someone like, where things like traveler's diarrhea might be a little bit more of a concern. You just throw some water and it's a rehydrator, which is great. And then I always bring like a little reusable bag because this is going to be multi-purpose. See? A reusable bag. It's a thing people often forget about, but it does make your life so much easier because now I have a bag for the beach. I have a bag to throw things in. I have a bag to put laundry in if I need to. It dries quickly. So having a little reusable bag with you, then you don't have to worry about a big purse. You don't have to worry about anything like that. So definitely get a little bag. Anyway, yeah, so I'm packed. We're ready to go. I have snacks. Boom. Crayons. Coloring books. Cards. The only thing left I need to get are our passports, which are in our safe downstairs. Then we're good to go. So I'm going to hide all this in my closet. And then Monday night, once the kids are in bed, we're going to put all of this in the car because there's nothing in here that can't freeze, which is great. Tuesday, we're going to do like a regular Tuesday for us. We're going to get up, do our homeschooling in the morning. We have co-op in the afternoon, which my husband's like, why are you going to go to co-op? I was like, because they're going to run around. So they're going to go run around with their friends for an hour or two. Then we'll come back. And by the time we get back, he should be back. And then we get to leave. So that's the plan. We're going to sleep in a hotel. We're going to drive to Toronto. We'll sleep in the hotel overnight. And then we have to get up and be at the airport at 5 a.m. That's what we're doing. I'm excited. And we're going to go and have some fun. Girls.
Road trip.
Road trip. So Alexi and Zoe, where are we going?
Toronto.
What are we going to go see?
1,000 gray rocks.
What is it? Slow down.
1,000 gray rocks.
1,000 gray rocks. We're going all the way to Toronto to see 1,000 gray rocks. You're excited?
Yeah.
What is the thing you're most excited for?
Gray rocks. Gray rocks.
Zoe, what are you hoping about the gray rocks?
Fossils, crystals, gems, diamonds.
Fossils, crystals, gems, and diamonds. That's what you're hoping to see in the rocks? Yeah.
Or just plain rocks.
Or just plain rocks? Cool. Okay, so we're gonna go. We just left the house and we're off on an adventure.
Yay!
I've got some really bad news. We can't go to the Greystone tomorrow.
Why?
Because it doesn't exist.
It doesn't?
No, the Greystone exhibit does not exist.
What is it?
Instead of going to the Greystone, we have to get up early tomorrow because we're getting on a flight.
To go where?
We're going to Mexico.
We are?
We're gonna.
We can pack our stuff.
Mom and Dad have secret suitcases in the car right now.
Huh? We are? But what about the pool?
They have a pool and a beach on the ocean.
So we're actually going to Mexico now?
We're going to Mexico tomorrow morning.
What? Okay, we actually are. Don't shake it.
I'm not kidding. We're being very, very serious.
There's no Greystone.